time traveler. I'm going to go back in time to the early 80s. We're going to try to turn Ricky's life around, the Acid King. Ricky's been doing a lot of acid and PCP. He's staying high, and his mom's worried. He's putting ketchup on his arms and acting like he's murdered himself and calling his mom in there. Very Harold and Maude of him. If you've ever seen Harold and Maude, Harold would hang himself and call his mom in there, and he'd be hanging, and she'd scream, and then he'd let himself off the hook. He was a rich kid. Ricky was not a rich kid, but Ricky looked evil. When I watched the video and saw the Acid King Ricky, he did transform over time into a really demented looking fuck. Really demented looking fuck. Now, I know what acid does to you, but I'm not too sure about PCP. I don't know what it's like, and I don't want to know. You understand? I don't want to know. It's the same with this is not PCP. This is THC.
This is WEED.
WEED, yeah. And it makes you giddy, hungry, apt to eat a bag of popcorn, as I have right here. Apt to eat a bag of popcorn, and apt to play music and other things. Not really so much the satanic sacrifice. Now, if the guy took from his pocket when he passed out his drugs, he didn't take all of his drugs. Well, maybe he did. They said he took 10 things of PCP out of his pocket. I don't know what PCP comes in. I don't know what it comes in.
One knows that it doesn't take much.
These were some fucked up kids. I like to go in the woods and plant and do fires too, but the kid said he started one. He's like, let's burn his jacket, and then they burned the arms of his jacket, cutting off his arms of the jacket, and then they wanted to cut. My joint just fell all apart.
Oh wow!
Oh man!
Damn it! It's on PCP.
It's on PCP. It's on watermelon.
On the watermelon, dude. No wonder.
But you lit the fires. That when you put the closing of the lid, the oxygen is removed and the fire goes out. You can also put them in cigarette packs and just close them and they'll go right out. It's true. They don't catch on fire. They don't even burn your other cigarettes. Doesn't happen. Sorry, doesn't happen. I need to shave. Anyway, if we time travel, maybe we'll get Mark to talk to him. Mark from the 70s. We'll pick Mark up in the 70s. Because, you know, he got involved with the church and he quit taking all the reds and blues and uppers and downers. He started singing with the choir and he got right. And then he was going to blame me for, you know, picking him up in the van. But we're going to get Mark to talk some sense into Ricky and see if we can change the timeline and get him to stop not murdering his friend.
No murder. No murder. Murder.
Ricky was always beating up on Gary. Gary was a little bitch. But although he was a little bitch, he didn't deserve to die. But I think taking that guy's drugs out of his pocket when he was passed out, that might have been crossing the line. You know, if he'd have paid him back, he might have saved his life. But since he wasn't going to pay him back and he was just going to, you know, it was a well-known fact that Ricky didn't care about the drugs. It was the principle, because Ricky was already attached by multiple demons. Every time you go into the woods, get all fucked up on something, and you murder animals, the locals' pets, doing ritual sacrifice, you open a portal, you get an attachment. So you could see over time he looked twisted and fucking demonic. And when you look twisted and demonic, it's because you're not really you anymore. Okay? That's all it is. I don't know what the fucking methods are involved in it. I could tell you what I understand. But does it really matter? Does it really fucking matter? You know not to do that shit. And if you do it, you'll feel so bad and so guilty and shameful for doing such a jackass thing and evil that something will either snap off your consciousness and cut it so you don't even care about doing that no more. And when that thing cuts it, it takes control of you. It puts itself inside of your arms, and it's got you, and it stretches into your head, and then it's you. You have hollowed yourself out. By losing integrity, you will lose your soul. Whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter what you call it. You know it when it's you. Why would you do a single good thing in this world if you didn't think there was a reason for it? I don't know what you get for it. I know I try to do the better thing instead of the bad one when I have the opportunity. So I mostly do. The bad ones they come off the table. But when you got really bad ones, like I'm going to murder someone or I'm going to cut up a cat that's someone's pet, that's extreme. That doesn't even come into most people's ideas of possible things to do. Okay? Thoughts like that are not from yourself. They're from something else. Although you can hear them in your head and all this shit, a lot of times that's just those entities doing their working on you. They don't have to. They're not limited to. Energetic beings can rummage through your head, look at your memories, all that shit. Everyone in the energetic realm can see anyone else's memories if they wanted to, but you'd have to be in your energetic body to go and do that, which you can. But you gotta have some practice. You gotta have some practice. Like you can dream and you can go into your astral body, and you know that you have something like a physical body, but you know that you're dreaming. That's why you can fly around and shit. If you want to. I don't want to fly around. I want to drive a vehicle that's representative of something the dream is telling me. And usually that's what happens. I like to fly around in this world. Fucking fly around. Start flying around the house. Doing fucking figure eights in the middle of the room. That'd be great. Let's go get that goddamn Acid King. Let's try to shut down his entities. Or do something. It's a mission.